Hi guys, Seth right here with more Final Fantasy XIV. We're here in Rauger's Reach. We're going to be doing some side quests today as we have some more Black Mage quests to do. In fact, these are the last of the Black Mage quests, which should get us a nice new ability to mess around with, which I think is this one on my hotbar. Yes, foul. So, what if they're the first of the Black Mage quests? Well, then we'd be missing a lot of skills at this point. So, let's go back to Ul'dah and kick these off real quick. So today's plan is we're going to be getting the rest of the Black Mage quests complete, as we have the 65, 68, and 70 quests to do. And then we have some White Mage quests to do, and I think one Summoner quest. I haven't leveled Summoner that much. Right, where is... Right, the Weaver skill. There we go. Hello there, Loli. I just woke up. I actually was supposed to get up at around 12, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna sleep in. I got the time off, I'm allowed. It's Saturday. When the golem gets tough. Miro, I trust you've not been shirking your duties. Mr. Chateau expects much of us, and I would not disappoint her. For my own part, I have called out to her intently time and again within my own mind, in hopes of conveying any and all knowledge that might avail in staving off this impending disaster. Though she does not respond, I have the distinct sensation that she is listening, in some way or another. Doubtless she will return when she sees fit, but in the meanwhile, we can ill afford to bide our time. And so I have taken Zainelha's advice. I can just see the smug grin on his face as I say that, and I reached out to our friends. Not moments ago, a postman came with a missive from our friends Daza of the 269th Order. As luck would have it, it would seem he has knowledge that might serve us well. To wit, reports of recent sightings of rampaging golems. I would ask you to go ahead and see what he knows. I will call for that holier than thou here and join you shortly. Not that I am enamored with his company, far from it, but his insights have proven to be altogether useless. Not altogether useless on that occasion. Man, I can't read today. What the fuck? Was it the deputy postman goal? I don't know, maybe. You'd have to go find Lili and ask her. Yeah, fuck is this guy? He is in... Why are you in Madonna? Hey Jeremy, how you doing? How's your Saturday treating you? And look at all these quests I gotta pick up. At some point. How did you even get here? Miro! It has been eons, eras, ages, eons. I have heard that the spirit of the legendary Chateau comes alive again inside Lili. But could this wondrous tale possibly be true? It is indeed, friend Daza. She is a capricious type, though, and wakes only when she has a mind to. A fact that I have explained some 700 times to this mutton-headed hearer, who still insists beyond all reason that I should be able to summon her at will. You do me discredit, Lili. I merely suggested that if there were some means by which we could summon Chateau at our own convenience, rather than waiting for her to come forth of her own accord, it might serve us in facing the dangers ahead. Summon her? You speak of the illustrious founder of my art as if she were a mere serving girl. You will watch your tongue in the presence of your betters, Zionella, lest... I meant no disrespect. I do not deny the power of your art, nor the good you can do in the right hands. I simply... Too stubborn and stupid to fully accept it? Oh well, I suppose none of us are perfect. myself included, of course. Or myself excluded, of course. 269th Order Mendicant Daza, I presume? Tell me all you have seen or heard about this rampaging golem. Are my eyes to be believed? Trusted sworn, but by believed? Is this truly the great Shatoto who stands before my eyes? Yes, yes, it must be. I mean, but of course, my lady. Yes, yes, Daza will tell all he knows. I saw a strange golem, odd, curious, strange, wandering in the tangle. And that is not all. It was no ordinary golem, no. But rather the same one I saw in the home handed down from my forebear, Dagu. A golem of ancient Ma. One of my own creations? Why, that is simply inconceivable. I designed them to be utterly rampage-proof, and left copious instructions to ensure that my loyal apprentices, and their apprentices, and so on and so forth, could see that they stay that way. Many of your followers were not so diligent in carrying out your orders after your passing. We all know of the chaos and destruction wreaked by the Mahai sorcerers during the War of the Magi. I suspect that poring over age-old documents on the upkeep of golems was the least of their concerns. Forgive me for my doubts, Lady Shatoto, but you seem quite partial to your creations, and your countrymen. If we were to find ourselves locked in combat with a golem lock, do I have your assurances that you would not hesitate to strike down our foe? You do not trust me, trust us. This I know. I'm not deaf to Lilai's ceaseless grumblings. So be it. You cannot help being a simpleton no more than I can help being the greatest intellect of any era. That old Kukuruta told me what became of Mahahi after my passing, when he communed with me a century ago. Do you think I denied the senseless destruction caused by my descendants? With the art I myself wrought, no less? Of course not, for I, unlike some of my present companions, are not a bloody fool. But even a fool must understand that a tool is only as good or as evil as she who wields it. So answer me this. What could I possibly stand to gain from standing idly by as my own creation wreaks havoc on the realm I once called home? I will grant that there is some sense in what you say. In any event, we thank you for your assistance, Daza. Rest assured that we will see the rogue golems before any harm befalls you and yours. To the tangle! Does the overdweller never lighten up? It must be tiring living each day, carrying around a brain of solid stone. Burdensome, worrisome, tiring. You can say that again, my synonym of abusing friend. Miro, you know the man better than I, and for that I pity you. Is there nothing we can do to buy ourselves a moment's respite from his inane quibbling? Whatever do you suppose is bothering his puny mind? Mayhap he worries for Lalai? Yes, I have observed this as well. Smaller minds are quick to burden themselves with hand-wringing concern for the well-being of others, as if it were not evident that the girl is more than capable of taking care of herself. In either event, if he insists on tagging along with us, I suppose it would not hurt to win him over, if only he does not foul things up at the worst possible time. Anyhow, I do believe we have some golems to smite into oblivion. The tangle, was it? I'll see you there, and do try not to get lost on the way. You're sick, unfortunately? Man, my throat's bugging me today. Also, my camera is still fucking with me. Alright, hang on. I need to go into my picture settings again. Okay, what do we got here? You're supposed to be 145. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is vastly higher than what it normally is. That's better. Even better. Alright. There. Alright, that looks much better, I think. Cool. Alright, sorry about that, viewers. We're both sick, you can safely assume this is doing? Yeah. My throat's bugging me today. Anyway, let's hope that doesn't continue. Hey there, Shatoto! These lands were far more dry and agreeable in my day, but I suppose much can change in 2 millennia, especially without me around to keep things in order. But this is no time to get caught up in nostalgia. We have golems to smash and search for. Not necessarily in that order, I suppose. Yes, I can sense particularly strong etheric energies coming from that direction. I will accompany Shatoto to ensure she remains focused on the task at hand. Might you survey the area south of here? These environs afford our foe no end of hiding spots, and I am ill-inclined to walk into an ambush. Oh, look at this. It's a big area where there could possibly be a battle. I think a fate spawns here, too. You look far and wide and cannot discern of any, you can discern no sign of golems, rampaging, or otherwise. Return to the southwestern reach of the Tangle and see how Shatoto and Zayanaha feel in their search, spreading their search. In this case, no, it is not. But I'm fairly certain there is a, something that's sponsored, and you do have a fight here at some point. If not in the Black Mage quest, then in something else. They're not going to use a big circular area and, or put a big circular area into the game and not use it. Got him. If only this body were my own. I would have razed that oversized block of stone to the ground. I suppose I should thank you for coming to my aid. Had I lost consciousness in the midst of battle, I would certainly have been done for. And poor Lalai with me. No, Lady Shatoto, it is I who owe you a debt of gratitude. Had you not drawn the creature's initial strike, I would surely have met an inglorious end. But that is not the least of my 5 failings. It is my fault, and mine alone, that we were caught unawares. Though it has changed me to say so, my eyes were on you when they should have been watching for our enemy. Who is this sorceress who wields such frightful power? Does she truly mean to save our realm, or will she destroy it? These thoughts continue to haunt me, but no more. Seeing you risk your life for me, a humble hearer you have only just met, I say this with no reservations. You are a paragon of virtue and a model to all mages, white or black. Why, I do believe those are the most intelligent words I've heard you utter yet. Keep talking like that and I might yet learn to tolerate your presence. But if you think that means I'm going to give you your precious Lalai back, you'd best think again. We still have the falling star to fend off, do we not? My precious Lalai? I have not the slightest idea what you might be implying. You wouldn't, would you? Was it not your grand dream to see the white and the black, the arts of healing and destruction, united for the common good? So says Lalai, at the very least. Is the girl not an invaluable play piece in the future you would realize? This is all well and true, but invaluable and precious have different connotations. Mayhap not in your time, but the meanings of the words evolve over time, you see, and... What I'm saying is, of course Lalai is a friend and ally, but the same could be said of Miro here, and which is not to say I don't want to see her again. Of course, only that... Oh, never mind. At any rate, I do believe we've done all we can here. Lady Shatoto, please forgive me for having doubted you. Henceforth, I promise that I will aid you in whatever way I can. And with that, I do believe I must be off. Somewhere. Oh, he's back. One last thing, if I may. Lady Shatoto, while you are awake and speaking with us, what becomes of Lalai's consciousness? That is to say, is she still in there listening? a curious question. She is slumbering in the recesses of her mind, which, as I am when she is awake. But to answer your question, no, she's not listening, though we do have some rather stimulating conversations from time to time. If you'd like, I can share the details. No, I mean, never mind. I really must be getting off to... right, the place I was going to. Are all men in this era so odd? At any rate, I feel my consciousness beginning to wane. The Lion will be waking from slumber ere long, and I would return to Ul'dah before she does. I suggest you do the same. Your friend has much she wishes to discuss with you. What I want to know is, So, Alphino said something during Stormblood, and it made me realize why, well, Aetheryte travel is possible. It's only possible for people like the Warrior of Light to teleport around willy-nilly because we're flush with ether. Why did I go to lavender beds? Oh, where I want to go. I'm actually really surprised that they didn't put the boss arena there. So good on them to defy my expectations. Alright. Well, this is number 2. Or number 1, sorry. Welcome back, Mio. As you might have surmised, it is I, Lalai. Alright, Mistress Shatoro returned to her repose not moments ago. Before drifting off to slumber, she imparted me some details regarding what she sees as the next phase of our task. To wit, she would have us venture further afield and investigate any golem menaces that might be stirring out of eyeshot. Speaking of menaces, whatever became of that stone-headed hero? I suppose it is too much to hope that Mr. Shatoto finally set his robes alight? He has come to respect Lady Shatoto. He seems to have feelings for you. I will assume I misheard you, Miro. On the off chance I did not, pray inform the man that he had best not act upon these feelings in my presence, lest I feel like scorching his precious flowing locks from his scalp. Anyhow, I trust you will help me keep me informed if our hero friend exhibits any more impertinent behavior. I will think of suitable retribution. I dare say putting him to sleep and hiding his glasses would send a clear message, and be rather amusing no less. In any event, I should return to my research, as should you. Shatoto will doubtless call upon us before long, and our powers must be primed for the occasion. Alright, question number 68, Unnatural Selection. Miro, the moment you entered the room, I could feel the air crackling with etheric energy. Excellent. Your diligence in your training will surely serve us well. And you come at a perfect time. No, not moments before you arrive, Shatoto's voice called out for me from the recesses of my consciousness. She would have us begin to lay the groundwork for the final stage of her plan. As she made it quite clear that we will require all the aid we can muster, I've taken the liberty of reaching out to our beastmen friends. They have convened at Kazakh Cha's residence at Burgundy Falls, where they await our arrival. Let's not keep them waiting. Well, if 10 Gauge is here, I got good news. We're about to head to Camp Drybone. Speaking of Camp Drybone, Jeremy, what are your thoughts on Camp Drybone? Sick, look at this worm hound. It is dry and bone and camp. You think it's a little too campy though? Well, Mantis escaped. How could you guys let Vector's favorite Pokemon get away like that? Hey there, Lalai. My friends, thank you for coming together at such short notice. Mr. Shatoto would have you know that she is most grateful for your cooperation. In fact, I do believe she would rather speak to you directly. You think she just tosses Lalai's hat away and Lalai has to buy a new hat every time? it would seem the gang's all here. I dare say it's time we got this proverbial show on the road. Hero, tell me that you've made yourself useful since I last saw your vapid face. Lady Shitoto, according to my colleagues in the Earsian Alliance, patrols have cited an increasing number of rampant golems afield. Fortunately, none have posed a significant threat, at least not as of yet. Which brings us to the matter of the comet. A colleague of mine at the observatorium has confirmed that it draws nearer with each passing hour, though there's no immediate danger of collision if it stays on its present course. It is too close for comfort, yes. Fortunately, I, as is my wont, have a plan. I simply hope that you, my friends, are up to the task. If the hero speaks true, the golems that have been causing trouble near the city-states have been more bark than bite, felled with no great difficulty by middling soldiers. From this, I surmise that the gems set within them, their soulstones, have been small and meager power at best. And yet, if my theory holds true, a more sinister threat lurks in the realm's far reaches, far from the prodding eyes of Eorzean and beastmen alike. This is where we must go. Perplexed Dozel is, profoundly deeply perplexed, by people, to do the work of people, are golems created. To travel so far from their master's domain, these constructs have no reason. True, is this not? Well, I'll be a passively astute observation, but I fear your knowledge is lacking, my squawking friend. Golems come in all shapes and forms, and not all are wrought by the hand of a mortal creator. Often, a gem of sufficient etheric power will attract all manner of matter, plant, mineral, and animal alike, spontaneously animating it and giving rise to new life. With naught to guide them, these feral golems rove and wander at will. It is these unpredictable specimens that pose the greatest danger. The larger the gem that serves as their soulstone, the greater their power, and the greater the threat when the comet draws nigh. It would appear our task is clear. Let us split up and hunt down these abominations. I will join our beastmen friends and make for the west, and I will leave the eastern reaches to the two of you. I trust you will be able to fend for yourselves? There's one matter in particular I would ask you to investigate. My friends of the Alliance conveyed to me a most curious report, which Lady Shitoto's words now just put into a rather different light. Over in Girabania, in the hamlet of Alagana, villagers have claimed sightings of, in their words, trees that walk like men. These have gone entirely uninvestigated, written off as delusions of fantasy and superstition among common folk. But if Lady Shitoto speaks true, which I do, they are golems beyond the slimmest shadow of a doubt. Worry not, for Mira and I will uproot them and reduce every last leaf to a strip of bark with smoldering ash, won't we, Mira? I will leave the particulars regarding the means of destruction to the experts. I have, however, procured a link bureau that might better coordinate our efforts. Pray, take it with you. Sorry, guys. And with that, I do believe we are as prepared as we could hope to be. Let us be off, my friends, and remember, should I go amiss, I am but a link pearl call away. A device to allow that pretentious pudding head to talk to me even if I'm 100 miles away? Far be it for me to scoff at technological progress, but some inventions really should have been done without. Sorry, I was just checking to see if maybe I have to go to an area I can't get to in the last quest. Fortunately, I do not. At least, I don't think so. This might be, but I'm pretty certain this is all in areas that I can get to. The last samurai quest? Of Heavensward? Level 61. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that you got some more coming up in once you get Stormblood, but you should get an armor set for that at least. How interesting! While Mach has devolved into a vermin-infested bog, Gurabenia is, if anything, looking more lively than I remember it. Not that saying much, of course. But looking at me, getting all nostalgic for no reason. After all, my body has long since returned to the dust. And soon, even my memory will fade. But before that, we have a job to do, don't we? I can sense no unusual etheric presence here, so let us venture a bit further into the field. Come along now, Miro. Alright, so unfortunately I can't fly in this area yet. As you can see on the map here, we have a whole bunch of this area that we have to go to still. Oh my yo. Man, this feels so slow. It technically isn't, but when you're like this low to the ground with something that flaps like this, it always feels like it's just moving unbearably slow. Did you enjoy the samurai quests for Heavensward? Also, if you are interested, the quest to start Gunbreaker is in Gridania. Pretty sure it's right near the Aetheryte too. Oh, hey guys. Baldol, you're up. Honestly, I should have never used that. Oh, okay, let's do this. Okay, let's not do that. It's fine, I didn't want to cast a spell anyway. Is that it? Well, there might be more. You can do that, it's when you end up getting sick. That sucks. Oh, we got more golems. Did you come upon any wood golems, Miro? I didn't, actually. As you can see, these two had the misproportion of coming upon little old me. Ugh. But that is not all I saw. Yes, it was a most remarkable and a most horrifying sight. I tried to deliver a mortal wound to one of the creatures. I saw it extend a gnarled limb, and with the last ounce of its strength, try to rip the soulstone from its cohort's chest. Yes, it would seem these feral golems have no qualms about cannibalizing each other, which has led me to quite a frightening conclusion. To wit, oh, of all the... Whatever could that four-eyed fool want at a time like this? Yes, if you have something to report, make it quick. What? Yes, it would be wise for you to make a discreet retreat. We will do the same. I would reevaluate our options in light of these most troubling developments. Very well. I will join you at the observatorium shortly. Do gather all the information you can from your colleagues before I arrive. Gods be good. The hero has actually proven himself useful. It would seem he came upon a most startling scene in the hinterlands. A mass influx of golems of all shapes and sizes, as if summoned from all reaches of the realm by some unholy force. I have my own theory as to what this means, but I require more knowledge before plotting our next step. One thing I can say is that we should immediately begin preparing for the worst. In any event, we must move, and quickly. You return to Burgundy Falls and apprise the beastmen of where we stand. I shall go ahead to the observatorium and see what knowledge the astrologians have gleaned, and join you as soon as I am able. Alright, back to Camp Drybone. Oh, the fight for the level 60 quest is really cool, though. Good, I'm glad. I actually remember liking the samurai quest. There's actually a few that I gotta finish still. Because, okay, so once you get to Heaven, Stormblood, there is no, or there's a quest line for Stormblood that is, there's a few less quests in it. They give you one at, I think, 63, 65, 68, and 70. And I'm working on the 68 one for Black Mage right now. But in Shadowbringers, there are no job quests, really. There's no quest line. There is instead a role quest that you have to do to complete the story. Because it's a side story, but at the same time, it's part of the main story. It's very odd, but it's interesting at the very least. And each role has a different story that you can do. So tanks, magical DPS, melee DPS, ranged physical DPS, I think, are different as well. And healer all have a different quest line. But like Bard and Machinist will have the same one. All the tanks will have the same one, so on and so forth. But once you're done those, and once you're done the main MSQ of Shadowbringers, if you go back and talk to the main quest giver of your quest line, there is another quest that you can do with them that usually has like, so it's usually just like an interesting follow-up to what you've already done with them. Friends, comrades, brothers, and sisters of the Black, we stand at the brink of a disaster most dire. Even as we speak, our foe grows in number. Beings of sentient stone and wood gather, summoned by an unknown force, and united for a common purpose. A purpose beyond our understanding. Beyond your understanding, perhaps, but not mine. The golems make for so small. In Gurbania, I witnessed a most unsettling sight. A golem with an almost animal fury tearing into its cohort's chest. Disturbing as it was all too clear what I was witnessing. The creature sought a stronger soul stone that it might augment its strength and prolong its own existence. But the power of these creatures seek is not limited to that which they can harvest from their own kind. No, they are forever in search of a more potent etheric source. And they have finally found one. The astrologians at the observatorium have confirmed my worst fears. The baleful star of our past slowly but inexorably changing course, bringing it closer and closer to this star. It is as Lady Shitoto says, the golems call out to it, beckoning it to ever closer, according to the latest calculations, any further adjustments to its path, and it is all but certain to strike Eorzea head-on. The baleful creatures will climb to the highest peak in the land and summon their mother stone to bring disaster to our realm? Inconceivable. And yet it is just so, my friend. Unless we destroy the lot of them, a collision is all but inevitable. And yet there are simply too many. If we could thin their ranks, they would regrow themselves and regroup in no time. So we are done for. Doomed. Defeated. Done for? Do not give up hope, my frenetic friend. Or do you forget that the most brilliant mind ever to walk the face of Eorzea stands with you? Allow me to propose a foolproof plan. We do absolutely nothing at all. For now, that is. We know that the golems are feeding on each other in the pursuit of greater and greater power, so why not sit back and let this process of an unnatural selection take its course, till we are left with but a single foe? And I'll remind Shitoto is, were that to happen, a creature of untold power and puissance that golem would be. And quite so, it would be the mother of all automata, the golem equivalent of yours truly, if you will, and by definition one of the most formidable foes our realm has ever seen. Fortunately, I do believe there is one among us who might stand half a chance against such a monstrosity. Miro, Lady Shitoto insists that you hold, nay, you are the key to this entire operation. I'm not inclined to doubt her, but I would hear this from your own lips. Can you say with all certainty that you would emerge victorious over this hypothetical golem of mythical proportions? I can do it. Thank you, my friend. Your courage inspires me. Pray, let me offer my strength, and together we may secure the realm, the future of our realm. I doubt Miro and I will have much need of your services, but do feel free to tag along. It would be my honor. And with that, I should take my leave. I must warn the people of the nearby settlements to keep a wide berth of the Great Peak. Mayhap, I will even have occasion to smash a golem or two on my journey. Color me impressed, Miro. Your friends are proving more reliable by the minute. And with that, I should return to the Sacrarium, for my grip on consciousness grows more tenuous by the moment. Pray return when you can and speak with Lalai upon her awakening. Well, the 68 quest is a lot more, there's a lot more to it than I thought, because I remember some of them having a 65 and 68 quests that were pretty short. Oops, why am I back in hand drive on? That's not where I want to be. Let's just go here. Anyway, no armor. Yeah, unfortunately not every job seems to get armor classes. I think the extended jobs don't get an armor set at 60, but the originals do. Like, I got one. In fact, I might get one at 70 as well for Black Mage. But that's okay. You're gonna be able to go to Idleshire eventually, and you can just buy new armor there. Plus, you'll get some as you level up, so I wouldn't worry about it. In fact, you should start getting gear upgrades for all of your gear here now that you're at the point you're at. Miro, I have called out to Shitoto, but to no avail. No doubt she is in deep slumber, gathering her strength for the battle to come. She did, however, have a message for you. Slack not in your training, my puppet of destruction, for your powers will be tested as never before. That is not ominous in the least, now is it? In any event, I trust you will be up to the task. Alright. Viewers, Miro will be back with you here in just a moment, as we are going to stop this video and start a new one for the next part.